Mm. Hello. Hello. Good morning. We are here to talk again about your favorite stocks in the Philippine Stock Exchange. And you are very much welcome to share the stocks that you have and we can review them together. Okay? Let me also invite our friends here over at Facebook. Just we just share the link to everyone. We are currently live in YouTube. Uh, join us as we review your stocks. Share now. There you have it. Okay, hello. So, what you can see on my screen right now is our Instagrams. And let me go and check out our main chart over here. So go ahead and also share our link to your friends who are still awake right now. Okay, so we'll also load our chart. So right now we are using our Bollinger Band as our main indicator. So this is it right over here, and then at the bottom that is our RSI. Okay, so to say hi guys, if you have a special request in the Philippine market, we are going to review that for you. In the meantime, let me go ahead and check out this stock. This is BPI, Bank of the Philippine Islands, one of the most stable banks here in the Philippines. Okay, and at the moment, look at this. We are triggering the lower Bollinger Band. Notice that it's triggering the lower Bollinger Band, so there's a big chance that this stock might rest for a while. And what we need to do next, of course, is to check out the next possible area of support. It's really critical that you know where to plot that, as of course you have to make sure that we only enter at an area where it could potentially bounce. Okay, so this is the area that we feel is the next possible support because there's some price consolidation. Each time that area gets hit, there is a bounce that's happening. In this area as well, used to be a resistance, and then eventually when that got broken and it created a support over here. Okay, so your previous resistance can now act as a support. So having said that, there's a big chance that this stock might revisit this and before it goes up. Now, the next time, let's say, of course, we try our best to do this every day. We review our stocks every day so that let us say in the coming days when it reaches this level, we can then determine whether it will continue to do a breakdown in price or it will reverse. Got it? Okay, so next we have MBT, another popular bank here in the Philippines. All right, so looks like we got a good bounce here for MBT. And when you are using the Bollinger Band and you don't tinker with the settings, normally this middle line over here, that is the moving average 20, meaning the average price in the past 20 days. So looking at this, we're moving above the MA20 line, and normally when that happens, your MA20 becomes your area of bounce before it goes up here. Okay, so I would have to say, yep, it respected that line. And so if you want to try and get in, of course, the nearer you are to the MA20 level, the better. So see this? This used to be a resistance. So the concept is your previous resistance, came a support over here, another support over here. So that means there's a big chance that this will continue to move up. Okay, so the nearer you are to the 66.47 level, if you want to get in as near as you can, at the 66.47 level, right? So that is a recommendation for MBT. Okay, so good morning, Ems Pablo. All right, let's check out DMC and Annie for you. Thank you for joining me. Okay, DMC. All right, let us check out DMC. There's some promising moves for DMC over here. Price was moving downwards, right? But check out your RSI. RSI is already giving us this uh, upward direction. So I'm not saying that this will happen overnight, but normally a rule of thumb is combining the two indicators. When the price is moving downwards and then your RSI is moving upwards, then this would mean we are nearing a bounce. Okay, so if you have not entered in the stock yet, I would have to say the nearer you are to the 7.48 level, the better. So if, let us say, the market gives us a chance at that area, then that's the time you enter. But overall, definitely, you're at a cheap level because you are at the area that is oversold, meaning the market feels that this price is already at a very cheap level. True enough, right? Look at that. Look at the chart. It's been on a heavy downward movement for several months here. In fact, almost 2 years. There was just a bounce that happened here, but it was not really sustained. It respected this resistance over here. Reason for that is because of this. Some rejection that happened here, another rejection that happened here, and then because it was not sustained, it continued to go downwards. But overall, I'd like to say that this stock has reached the oversold level. So if you want to get in, it is a perfect time to get in for this stock. Let's check out Annie. Annie? Okay, so Annie is also a good time to, of course, start accumulating volume at this level. If you want to get in at the 14 pesos area. Okay, so this is always what I do. I always determine the next possible area of support. So from where it is at right now, you screen downwards. The nearest area where you see price consolidating and then stopping at a certain level. And here, this is the area, and this is the area. So that means, yep, this is already giving us some signs that it will continue to move up. But, in some occasions, traders who have entered in this area will potentially take profit. And then just in case it gives us a chance at the 14 pesos, that's a good entry price. But let's say you really cannot wait, a slight slightly higher than that could also be a considerable amount uh, for your uh, for your entry price. Okay, so again, I'd like to stick, of course, to this 14 pesos because this is what the indicator suggests, and of course, these candlesticks suggest. Okay, 14 pesos area is the best entry price. All right. What about the rest? You guys are welcome to share your thoughts and uh, post any question that you have. I may not know 100%, but definitely I can get the answers for you if I don't have it handy. Okay, but in the meantime, let us continue. We have, let's see, ISM. ISM still giving us this bearish movement for this stock. For ISM, you are, okay, it's currently touched a double bottom at this level. It actually experienced a breakdown in price. So I would have to say I still would like to wait and see. I do not want to get in yet because it might continue to go down, because this here was the support and then it broke that line. That means your previous support will now be your resistance. So and it's moving in a downward direction, so it might continue to go down. So we kind of find another stock to engage in because I see that there will be more movements on the downside in the coming days. Hi Ethel, good morning. Let's check out Ali. Ali here. I would like to say we're not safe yet. Okay? While it's true that we ended the day with a green candlestick, um, I have to say that we're not on the safe side yet because let's draw a line. Normally, you face a reversal soon when you have something like this double bottom, and then your RSI is giving us something that's moving in an upward direction. But look at this, we're still moving on a downward direction, so we're not yet at a safe level. So I'm thinking, just in case this support gets sustained, the movement that we might see here is something like this. It will revisit that area, move sideways over here before it continues to go up. Okay, but just in case we experience some breakdown in price, like most of the action happens on the downside, your previous support will now be your resistance and it might continue to go down. Okay, until such time we see a downward direction in the price, but your RSI is moving the opposite direction, like in an upward movement, that's the time we say, okay, we might be facing a possible reversal soon. Okay, does that make sense? Price going down, RSI moving up. That's a good sign of a potential reversal in price. Okay, so let's continue. What about East-West? East-West. East-West is also another wait and see game. As of course, we are near the MA20 line, and so when that happens, normally that's an area of bounce. So we just need to wait and see tomorrow if that theory gets supported. So it might bounce over here and then move up. Okay. So that would be around 12.82 level. Let's check out. Okay, let us see. In terms of trade, the stock that has the highest number of trades. So we got Ali, we got BDO. Let's check out AGI because there were 2,091 trades. I would normally consider stocks with the high number in terms of trades because uh, if I want to execute a buy or a sell, it could easily be executed because there are a lot of people in the market for this particular stock. So let's check out AGI. AGI is, we have a doji over here, but you look at the spike in volume. Okay, so let's see if tomorrow this will give us a good bounce. Because sometimes, let's check out the Fibonacci retracement. And let's just use the short term Fibonacci retracement. Okay. From the body over here to the body on here. So I watch out for this price level, 11.28 level, as a possible area of bounce. So from here or here. So that is my take. This is your running resistance, the blue line over here, because there was some price rejection. But normally, when there's a sudden spike in the volume over here, something must be, there's some big potential on this stock. Because notice, all of a sudden, there's a spike in volume. For the longest time, not much of a movement in terms of volume, but all of a sudden people became interested. So what could that be? Is there a news 18 hours ago? Oh, okay, because of the buyback. So go ahead and check out these news. Let's see. That could be a reason why people are showing interest in this stock. But definitely, if you want to get in, the area to watch out for is 11.28 level. Because it might bounce right at that area. Okay, something like this, and then it continues to go up. If you see a price breaking down or price breakdown, the next possible support will be at the 11.15 before it goes up. Okay, see the difference? So that's the beauty of your Fibonacci retracement. It measures the possible area of bounce. Okay, and that's for you, Ethel. ACEPH. ACEPH. Okay. So it's also a wait and see game for ACEPH. But my inference is that it might continue to move. About an hour ago, AC Energy invest in Zambala solar power. Okay, this could be a possible catalyst that might come out tomorrow. So this is the support that I am seeing. Price consolidating at this level. 1, 2, 3. Let's count this because it's an area and it's very near. 4 and 5. 5 days. Price is bouncing each time it touches the 2.58 level. So hopefully, with the news that happened or that came out an hour ago, this could influence the movement to the upside. So your condition tomorrow is the price has to start at the 2.58 level and most of the action should happen on the upside. Then we can say, okay, we have a possible bounce for this stock. But if more action, more people are selling, then that means it might continue to go down and you can possibly watch out for, the price action around this level. So I noticed there is a gap up that happened in this level. So when that happens, normally the price visits that area before it goes up. Okay, so those are your triggers. Next would be, let's check out my watch list. Did I talk about Jollibee? Not yet. Let's talk about Jollibee. JFC. JFC? Uh-huh. Interesting. I'd have to say, yep, it is already a good time to buy JFC at a very cheap level over here. And then this is an engulfing candle because the last candlestick ended outside of the lower Bollinger Band, but today's candlestick is slightly higher and then it is inside the Bollinger Band. At the same time, very promising um, news over here. There will be a cash dividend to be released on the 10th of October. So you need to be in the stock, have your own position on or before November 21. No, not on, but before November 21. And then by the time the market opens on the 21st of November, you should already have a position. Not like you will enter on the 21st, because if you do that, then you will not be qualified for the dividend. But definitely, of course, you have your share. But it will just be a regular, it's a regular buy-sell position. All right, let's see the next one. I wonder, did I talk about DMC? Okay, I already did. Did I talk about, let's talk about SMPH because the volume is so high for SMPH. Okay. I wonder, I forgot what I said about this. So we ended slightly higher than this. Price consolidating. I don't really feel good because we have, let me just move this upward. Okay. At this level, each time it touches that, there is some rejection that's happening. And also look at how your RSI looks or behaves here. Moving downwards. So let's observe if it breaks out of the 39.89 level, then we can say there's a brand new wave for this stock. But overall, look at that. You're already at a high level for this stock. And chances are, with the volume that we have in the Philippine market, normally you only have very, very minimal movements and then a stock would rest before it continues to go up. Okay, so another key ask, of course, is you consistently check the news related to a stock you'd like to engage in. See what could be a possible influencer in the next move for that stock you will be buying or be engaging in. Okay, so let's talk about ICT. ICT, there was a volume, like a very significant volume that happened today. So I would have to say downward. Let us observe what happens in the area where I will put the line on. Okay, see this? True enough, first previous resistance became a support over here, and also some consolidation that happened here. So that is the support that we are seeing. So that's the support. So if you want to get in, I'd have to say test it out around the 120 pesos area, 120.05 to be exact, but it is an area. So a slightly higher or slightly lower than that is fine. But definitely you see the concept why I plotted that line in this area, because this used to be a resistance and it became a support, and now it's going back. It's creating that support in that level. Okay, hi. Good morning, Jen. Um, Thank you, Miss JD, and good morning. Okay, I wonder where you guys are located. Are you based in the Philippines? Well, as for me, I'm based here in Manila. It's just that my shift ended a bit late today, and I arrived a bit late. But I just want to make sure that I have this regular cadence with you, and of course, in terms of uh, skilling myself. We're creating a habit, we're creating a skill here. So we have to be very patient and we have to be very consistent at what we do so that uh, a skill is formed. So right now, I would have to say, because we've done this for several months now, my speed in terms of analyzing, it's becoming faster and faster. So in less than a minute, you see how it looks like. You see how it will potentially move. So I hope you're also doing that. Right after the market closes, you go back to our video and check out whether our insights, our analysis is correct. And if it's correct, of course, you apply it in your trades, right? Thanks for answering, Jen. You're also based in the Philippines and in Mindanao, right? The power of the social, the power of technology. We are being connected regardless of where you guys are. Some, I think, a lot of us here are also based overseas. And yep. So let's continue. Jan, if you have a request, go ahead and post it there so I can review it for you as well. But what I have done in the previous talks, filtered I filtered all the stocks, and I prioritized the ones with the highest number of trades, because this would mean there are a lot of people trading the stock. And normally, when that happens, there are catalysts. That is why the stock is starting to look attractive, or sometimes a stock uh, is giving us a good sign in terms of its indicators. That's why people are starting to show interest. Right? BPI already talked about it. ACEX. Not very familiar with this though. Okay, so interesting. Since June, this is on a steady upward movement, but it's resting right now. So I'd have to say, check what happens around this area where you have the MA20 line, because again, normally a price bounces at that level, but this is already how many waves? If you are going to plot an Elliott wave normally um, moves in 5 points. So for example, we start here. This is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, this is your 4, or this could be your 5 over here. So there's a big chance that it will go down. Okay, but I don't want to enter. It's really for me, my bias here is that this is already way up here. It's expensive for its uh, true market value. So this is the area where people are starting to take profit, and we're showing some signs of weakness over here. Look at this. Look at the August 23rd candlestick. Okay, so we started here and ended much lower, but when we plot that, if we want to plot that, price is moving upward, but your RSI is already showing us some signs of weakness. giving us a downward movement. So just to be clear, look at that downward movement. So that means we're already seeing some signs of weakness here. So chances are, uh, let us see. I'd even have to be very, very confident first. I should see a stabilization around the 11.11 before I enter, because it might experience some more breakdown in price when it reaches 11.11. Okay, I talked about MBT, DMC. Let's talk about SM. Okay, all right, Jen. I'll check that out for you. AWA and all HC. I would have to say yes. For SM, I'd wait and see, because this is also another example of a stock giving us some signs of weakness here. It's giving us some consolidation. It is trying, okay? It is trying to break that resistance. Now, your condition is if the price starts above that and most action happens on the upside, then we can say, okay, this could mean a brand new wave and it might touch that level again before it goes up. But if most action happens to be below that, then we might say it might even attempt before it continues to break down in price. Okay, so because this is a doji, the last candlestick today is a doji, and a doji comes out when the market is undecided. There's a tug of war between the buyer and the seller. But you know what? SM is a very stable company. Let's check out the um, monthly chart, because most people who are engaged in this stock are investors. Oh man, you're almost near the all-time high. So it's very expensive. But who knows, right? You are an investor. But I'd say my bias is suggesting that I should wait for uh, possible retracement first and find the support, the next support. We're looking at the monthly chart, by the way. Gives you a much better picture of the overall direction. So I'd like us to wait for that um, area of support, and then from there I would like us to, of course, validate whether that indeed is an area where it could potentially bounce. Let's check out ABA. ABA, and this is for Jan. ABA is currently triggering the movement is really below the MA20 line. You had some rejection that happened at the MA20, so we might see some more downward movement for this stock. I'd like us to wait and check what happens around this level. Okay, 0.78. The reason why I said that, because I what do you call that? Back testing. Okay, that's what they call it. So whatever the price action was in the previous weeks, previous months, then that could potentially influence the next move. So if you want to zoom in to this day, look what happened. Okay. So used to be a support here, a resistance here, and then there was a gap up, and then it revisited that, and then it became a resistance. So there's common denominator in this area. So if you are to go back here, it might challenge the 0.78 level, and let us see how the market moves or how the market behaves when it reaches the 0.78. Will it continue to do a breakdown in the price, or is it going to bounce? You can never tell. Only when the price hits that level, then we say, okay, let's check it again. But for now, I'd have to say we might see some more downward movements. And then the next area to watch out for is 0.78. Let's check all HC. LHC. How does the revenue look like? It's positive. Q3. Ayala Logistics. Okay. Let's check out the weekly. Might continue to go down on a weekly chart. And this is the next area to watch out for. It's beautiful. You know why? Right away you can spot. This used to be a support over here. I'd like to draw. Used to be a support. I'll change the color. Oh, I want to change the color settings. I change this to sky blue. Okay, do you see that? Used to be a support. It became a resistance. Ooh. It became a resistance here. And what happened here? So it might continue to go down. Yes, it might continue to go down and challenge this support that I plotted before it goes down. But in the meantime, I'd like us to wait and see. Do not get in yet. By the way, we are in a weekly chart, but normally it will also give us the same message. See that it's triggering the. It's trying to challenge this area right now. Yeah, price has been touching that level multiple times, but it is really challenging that at the moment. Okay, so check out your decision making day will be tomorrow. Plot the line where it is at right now. So if most of the action happens above it, then we can say okay, good enough. There is a bounce. If not, if it continues to break down, the next possible support will be 3.19. All right. Any other requests? Okay, let me continue. Wilcon. Let's check out Wilcon. Wilcon, be extra careful. So these past 2 days, we have observed some signs of weakness. People feel that this is already a bit of expensive. At the same time, your RSI is giving us that advanced signal that it is going to go down and might find another support. So please stay away at the moment and wait for a possible bounce at the MA20 level. That would be around 17.20. So it might continue to go down. Okay? So that's my interpretation. Sun. Sun. Okay, looks like Sun is trying to create a support in this level. 1.47. So of course, I'd have to say there's a big chance that it might give us some more upward movements. But if the market gives us a chance near 1.47, and you believe in the fundamentals of Sun, then you can enter near 1.47 and then just set your stop loss level 3 to 5% below the line we have created. Okay, so let me just check my stocks. I'm more active in the US market, and currently the market is still open, and I have a position in Citibank. I mean Visa. The signal, or I mean the code is for Visa is V. So far we are already at 2.16% positive in our position. I already set my stop loss level and then my take profit level, so I don't really have to monitor it real time. All right. The next stock. Okay, so do you see the thought process, guys? We are using a very, very simple method here. I just pair three things: the candlestick, Bollinger Band, and RSI. And of course, the fourth one is support and resistance. Those four things. Okay, what else? Now, very popular stock for traders. Uh, hmm, I think this stock has bounced today. Okay, it bounced today. So if you want to get in, the nearer you are to the 3.03 level, the better. Overall, it's still, it's still cheap. Now you have to check what the stock is cooking, brewing at the moment. So check it out and see if there's a big potential um, for long-term investing. But if you're in it as a trader, I'd have to say this formation is more likely to move on the upside. Okay, so more bullish movements, potential bullish movements in the coming days, provided you enter near the support, and the support that we see at the moment is at the 3.03 level. Okay, so what are the other popular stocks that most people engage in? These are the only stocks I have on my list. Meg, Meg. Okay, promising, right? Very promising moves, but again, using the concept of trading strategy for the Bollinger Band. While it's true that it bounced, sometimes it could give you a green, something like this. It could give you a green, but it did not really sustain. So what you need to do is let's wait for another a green candlestick, perhaps, and this has to engulf this red candlestick for us to say, or it can potentially start at this level. So the um, more, the more you see a price stop at a certain level, the stronger your support becomes. Okay, did I say that right? If you see more candlesticks landing at the same level, like this one, we have two candlesticks landing at the 4.70 area, and let's say in the coming days there are more days supporting this price level, then we can say you now have a strong and solid support in that area, then chances are it will continue to move up. Okay, and what else? I think many of us are also in Meralco. Meralco, be extra careful. All we needed to do is just wait for a possible confirmation, possible candlestick to confirm the bounce. Because I would have to say that even if it might continue to go down, your price here is giving us a downward movement, but your RSI is already giving us the opposite direction. So this is what we call it bullish divergence. Price is going down, but your RSI is moving up. So chances are we might see some more. Um, we might see a possible reversal in the coming days. So let's just wait for a price to create a support at a certain level before we can say it's safe to enter. There you go. This one, this stock, this candlestick is not. We cannot really say right now because it might continue to go down. Okay. So how's our connection so far? Okay. Do you have any other requests, guys? Are you sure? So I wonder for those people who are currently um, joining us in our live, are you guys engaged in the Philippine market? Do you have any positions at the moment? Let me know, or have I reviewed your stocks? Just don't hesitate. It would be it would be good if you're engaging with me. Now, let me just check the other stocks. I'm just randomly picking here. Bloom, Bloom. You're at the resistance area, right? This level. There. It's an area, so it could be slightly higher or slightly lower than that. But definitely, this will challenge this resistance area, and who knows, we might experience a breakout play. But normally, when the volume is not that high, this resistance, the price will have a difficult time breaking that resistance. So just be extra careful. If you have entered somewhere here around the 10 pesos area, consider taking profit, like partially. Okay. However, if you're in it as a long-term investor and you don't really mind these ups and downs, so just chill. You'll not be exiting your position anytime soon anyway, right? But if you were just a trader, and traders normally would take profit near the resistance area. Oh, good job. Nice to hear that. I mean, nice to know that, Jen, Ollie, and Meg. You know what? I don't really mind. I'm just randomly picking because my objective here is that tomorrow I would like to go back to these stocks, and then I will also review them and just see my accuracy rate. So I really want to nail that piece. Um, KPPI. This is also a very popular stock because I think a lot of our newbies we have entered in this level, and then it's taking a while before the price touches this again. So I would have to say at the moment your KPPI here will challenge this MA20 line. So let us see if it will continue and give us a good bounce here. Draw that. It will. Let's see if it will continue to give us a bounce. If not, if there's a price breakdown, I would have to stick to the line where I plotted. Let's see if it respects this line because there was a support was formed here. Okay, or it might even challenge this area. Did I talk about nickel? Nickel still not safe, although there's a bounce. Let's see if price action will strengthen this support. If not, it might, okay, I'd have to say, be extra careful. It might revisit this gap, the gap up that happened here. It might fill the gap first. Home. Home. Wow. Those who bought it at this level, this could be your chance to somehow break even. So, but just observe. You're near the resistance that we have here potentially. But I really hope that it will break this price level. So I mean 11.62. But if you see a red candlestick formed here in this area, then that would mean that is already a sign of weakness that we are, of course, not waiting, but we are preparing for. So if that happens, then um, take profit. Okay, because chances are, because this is a resistance, it might go back. First area to challenge is of course your MA20 line when it dips. 11 point price 11.48. Okay, so that's the next support in case we have some signs of weakness at the 11.62 level. Did I talk about pure gold? Okay, I'd like to be careful here. Be extra careful in this price level because it might, you know, you might not be very successful in breaking that resistance. Remember, we are moving below the MA29, and so your MA20 can act as your resistance. So it's currently trying to challenge that level. Now, if it breaks out of that, then we are going to say that, okay, we are going to be facing a brand new wave. And this is normally how it goes. Slightly move upward, then challenge your support one more time, and then before it continues to go up. Mhm. SMC, did I talk about that? SMC, oh, interesting. Price is going down, but let us first see if it's going down over here. But check out how your RSI behaves. Is it slightly higher? Okay, it is slightly higher. It's moving a little higher. But just wait and see. Let's hope this creates a support in this level 157.85. If it, let's say tomorrow price starts at the 157.85, then that's okay. And then most of the action happens on the upside. Then we can say, okay, this is the bounce we've been waiting for. It's been on a heavy uh, selling mode the past almost a year. Started back in May when most of the action really is moving downwards. Okay, so interesting. There are still people who are awake. Thank you guys for joining me. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, I think my only request here is for you to like and subscribe so that, and also click that bell notification so that you are informed and updated whenever I have a live. And also, you can share this to your friends and your wall so that we can influence more and more people. Let's talk about Cebu Pacific. Cebu Pacific is trying to create a support over here, the price area where it is at right now. But let us first see if it continues to go up. But if you want to give it a try, the area to watch out for is the 91 pesos area. Okay. Do you have any other requests, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. We're close to an hour. So I'd like to chat with you again tomorrow, guys. So I hope these insights that we're doing daily are also very helpful, and also, I hope you are learning from it. Practice some more, guys. Try to take advantage of the virtual portals of Instagrams, eToro. There are a lot more that you can use as a virtual trading platform. Definitely study the technicals, study the fundamentals, and of course, join me as we do this together. Okay. In the meantime, I'd like to greet everyone good night, and you have a good one. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye bye for now.